2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. This is the former Nittany Lion, the rookie Miles Sanders. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Man, I got you. Alert! Slam!
It's a second down run with Sanders. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Monday.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. And that will be incomplete. Aqib Talib, the veteran Pro Bowler, there to get a hand in, knock it away. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. Fielded just inside the 20. 49-yard punt, 5 on the return. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. A first carry now from Marshawn Lynch. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Ryan. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Off the play fake. Here's Ryan. And that is incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
So on 4th down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowsky to punt this one away. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. This is fielded inside the 5. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some. And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked. Like a freight train off the edge, Calais Campbell with a sack.
Well, that's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
They've had touchdowns on both of their drives thus far, but now they face a 3rd and long.
Check Mike 34. Mike 34. They gonna need some therapy after this. Easy alert.
From the gun, here's Stafford. Got his target, Samuel. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
And that one hurts defensively. They force him into 3rd and long, had the advantage, yet they give up the big play right there.
Yeah, their offense was already warming up on the sideline, ready to come out. So much for that 3 and out. So that changes things. Here's 1st and 10 all the way up at the 45.
22 jet bomber. 22 jet bomber.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. From the 50, Stafford. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Calais Campbell, his 2nd sack of the night. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
The threat of a 2nd straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
It's a great job by this secondary. When I watch them, they remind me of elite defenders on a basketball court, right? They want to contest each and every pass.
Great contest on 3rd down to bring up 4th. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. The Browns drive about to get started. And the first drive, 3 and out. 2nd possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. This time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
He may try and run for this. He'll have a 1st down past the 40. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. 1st down.
And that was a nice, strong run by the guy they call the field general.
So in jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47. From the pistol, they run with Lynch. Just what the Browns needed there. Good for a gain of 17. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. It's a gain of 10, and the Browns are going to get a first down.
It's a gain of 10. First down, Browns.
We're scoreless after one. The start of the second quarter, and it's the Browns in control of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. And they'll give to Lynch out of the gun. And able to fight forward inside the 15 to the 13. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Ryan. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Alshon Jeffrey, his first touchdown here of the new campaign, as his guys are on the board first here tonight. Extra point put through by Succop, and it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
32.
A shotgun snap for Stafford. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. All right, Charles, as a former defensive back, how disheartening to actually catch it but just not be able to stay in bounds there defensively.
Well, extremely, because you know the rap against us defenders is that we're frustrated offensive guys who can't catch. And he caught it. Just couldn't get his feet down in bounds. It's that second part that finished off the play for him.
Hey, 5-0.
To throw on 3rd down. Stafford, he's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38. First catch there for OBJ, and that good for a 1st down. They'll run on 1st down. It's Sanders, and that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Hey, real right, 22. Middle.
Play action. Stafford. It's caught. Beckham. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Odell Beckham, his first touchdown of the new season, as they are now on the board here in the 1st half. Elliott good with a PAT, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchdown. The Browns drive about to get started. And that last drive, it was all about the ground game, ground and pound.
And I don't care how we're playing the game these days, offensive linemen still want to fire out and smack the guy opposite them and move the football on the ground. They feel better about that. That's what they want to do. That's how they want to play, and that's how they got it done.
Yeah, and they got it for a touchdown last drive. Let's see what happens here.
Ready, play 25. Mark 54. We own it. We own it. Hey, watch that, watch that.
Now on 2nd and 16, Ryan. And he'll hit Jeffrey, complete. Just what the Browns needed there. Good for a gain of 17.
It's a gain of 17.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Single.
Ryan. That one complete to Hill. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12.
A gain of 12. First down.
15 line. 15 line. Come on, baby.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
2nd and 12 at the 46-yard
Ready,
line.
like 25. Talking about, and bring it.
On 2nd and 12, Ryan. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
But one thing's for sure, when you got a big receiver and you trust him downfield, you're going to give him opportunities to go up and get that 50-50 ball.
And he is a darn good big receiver. Unfortunately, that time didn't work out. Nice job defensively.
Move. 3 down.
On 3rd down, Ryan. And Jeffrey's got it. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 39. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7.
That's it, baby. We gonna work.
A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. A first down run, not going to get him a whole lot. Maybe a yard. Yeah, it looks like just 1 yard there. So that'll bring up 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 38-yard line.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Watch the slant. Watch the slant. Watch the slant. Watch the slant.
Out of the gun, it's Ryan. Gets this one to Hill. It'll be a gain of 6, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short. No good. And this game will remain tied here in quarter number 2.
NFL kickers nowadays, they make things look so easy because normally from this range, about 2 out of 3. And this is not an easy kick.
Yeah, 20 years ago, you get where he was in that 50 range, maybe a little over. And that pass is going to be intercepted by the All-Pro DB Desmond King. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Browns defense has a touchdown. Succop for the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game.
Next to score, Browns 14, Jets 7.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away.
Does it. Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Good starting position for the Jets as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. Out of the gun, Stafford. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
So I guess that answers the question whether or not they want him throwing it again right away after throwing the pick six on the previous drive.
Yeah, not something conservative or underneath. Pretty big shot right there.
Get him right back in the saddle and say, go ahead and sling it, big guy.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half.
Blue 60. Alert 3, alert 3, alert 3.
After the run, now Stafford going to throw. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket.
Let's go.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection.
Oh, wide open, complete. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
And the Browns first down.
So the big play has them all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And down inside the 15 he goes. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. Now flags come in before the kick. Clearly there was contact. Who was at fault? So it was the defense that jumped, and that'll move them 5 yards closer.
I wonder how they did it. Weren't they twitched a little bit up front? You know, a little subtle head movement the officials didn't detect, but they got it done. Now they're 5 yards closer for their field goal attempt.
And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, the Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. This one taken from the 7. And a good effort on the return there. Gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line.
At their own 33-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Again, they'll pound it with Lynch. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. The Jets will bring in a nickel set as they try to stop this third down. Now it's Ryan. They set up the screen to Lynch. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. And the screen only good for 3 that time, and it'll bring up a 4th down. The Browns send out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the second time. This is taken around the 12. It'll be a 44-yard punt. The return goes for 8. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
He finds his target, Beckham. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Odell Beckham, 83 yards. As they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. The electric OBJ, the short reception, and then he did the rest of the work himself.
You know, there's a thing that the players always talk about, the coaches in the league, they call it play speed. Because, you know, we have that time speed when we're running the 40s at the combine and, you know, at pro days and all of that. But play speed is different. And OBJ's play speed is some of the best in the league. In other words, when he has the ball in his hands or he's running a route, he runs it just a little bit harder than most people. And oftentimes, you come up wrong on your angles trying to tackle him.
The Browns drive about to get started. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession, and that was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. They'll run again with Lynch. And a nice run past the 30-yard line there.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. The Jets will bring in a nickel set here as they try to stop this third down. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run with Sanders. They'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And finally taken down at the 15. That good for 19 at a first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
2nd and 6 at the 11-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now a carry for Sanders. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. He can run for it, and he will. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down. The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2.
50-50.
Here we go on 4th. Stafford being chased out left. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. Oh, very close to a turnover there in the end zone. The Jets try it, but the 4th down play doesn't work. And this Browns defense stands tall. The Browns drive about to get started. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And he's going to take this up past the 10 to about the 11. He'll get 5 out of the keeper, but now it's 3rd down.
Well, if you're going to run the read option, typically, you've got to keep an eye on the defensive end.
And what does that mean? What are you looking for with a defensive end?
Well, you want to play off of what he does. If he collapses inside towards the running back, then you pull it and take it yourself outside in. If he stays outside.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Bobby Wagner, the former 2nd rounder out of Utah State, with a sack. The Browns send out their punter now, as he's on here to punt it away. Back now here on EA Sports. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. And he gets this away, angled for the sideline with a lot behind it. Wow. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4, turned it over in their own territory, trying to get it to Beckham, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, there, and sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Some pretty good games all weekend. We may have saved the best for last. This Monday night game has been a dandy. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. The first down screen pass, good for 5.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
They'll break the huddle, send 3 receivers left, 1 to the right on 2nd and 5. Now Hill. drop off, and it's third down. Now, the old pass completion for no gain, not something you want to call up out of the playbook too often.
Yeah, most offensive coordinators don't have that on their play sheet, so they've got to go back and scramble after this one. But right now, with what they're telling receivers about making sure you take care of the ball in open field, sometimes the fighting for extra yardage doesn't come as a result. That and good tackling can lead to no yards gained.
Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just one target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find him. Find him.
And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. Maybe an important fourth quarter miss as this stays a three-point game.
Yeah, now overtime is very much in the equation here. Just what you mentioned, a three-point game. They get a drive, put it through the posts. We could have some free football, couldn't we?
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Check 9, check 9. Hey, high 7.
They'll fake it. Now Stafford. And his throw here's incomplete. Aqib Talib, the veteran Pro Bowler, there to get a hand in, knock it away.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Hey, Haywood.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Calais Campbell bringing the pressure yet again. That's his 3rd sack here tonight. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively? And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Ronald Darby. A critical error there in a tight game to the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
That good for 19 and a first down.
First and 10 at the 16-yard line.
Ready? Blue 60. Easy alert.
Right back to Sanders on first down. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
On 2nd down, it's Peterson, and he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Adrian Peterson, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Jets are going to retake the lead. Heck of a start to his season. He had 2 touchdowns in the opener last week, another one here in week 2.
Well, I don't want to call him a touchdown machine this early, but sometimes you get locked in, and you feel good about things. You get into that zone, and those touchdowns come in bunches. He may be off to that kind of a start.
It's like he was shot out of a cannon. I would have early, great momentum going forward for the rest of the year.
He keeps this up, they'll soon be chanting MVP anytime he touches the ball.
Let's go. Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you got a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Now Ryan. They set up the screen to Ajayi. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. It goes as a loss of 6. And now 3rd down. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long.
Tight end's right. What's tight? Tight end's right. Hey. You got 3. You got 3. 3 down. Hey, Tuesday. Let's go.
From the gun, it's Ryan. And the throw there going to be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. 1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They're going on 4th down. It's Ryan. And that is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Jets are going to get the football here in great field position.
180.
On first down, it's Sanders. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Now Stafford. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down. So decision time now, because a field goal keeps it a 1-score game. What are you thinking?
Well, I'm looking at the down and distance, and that's where the issue comes in. It's not short enough that it's a no-brainer and you go for it. You have to analyze this one. To me, you take the field goal, take the points. I don't think you want to risk coming away with nothing.
Now, this was still going to be a one-score game either way, but still, that's a potentially harmful miss here in the fourth.
It certainly is, because if you consider that now if they give up a touchdown, they give up the lead. So he might be getting the side eye by the defenders coming out on the field now as he goes back to the bench after that miss.
Here's Ryan. And Walker has it. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first. They got exactly what they wanted there. Out route, catch, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
And I have to criticize defense here because you know the situation. You want to keep them inbounds and have the clock run. So I'm sitting on the outside portion of the field and not letting them throw an out route. Throw anything inside and I'll make the tackle. An out route? That's not the way you're supposed to play it.
Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Let's go, D.
They'll look to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Jason McCourty. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
And that one, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to come up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw. And it'll wind up being intercepted.
Now Sanders. The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. And all the way in. Touchdown. Miles Sanders with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Jets will extend their lead. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Browns' drive about to get started. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cameron Wake with a little wake-up call as he gets in there for the sack. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
And an alley to run. Finding room at the 30. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
Yeah, it was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
Sacked by the outside backer, Telvin Smith. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
Well, with a dime look on defense, 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Shaq Thompson making his presence felt on the sack.
5 yards. And it's 4th down. 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 4th
So it's a victory here for the New York Jets, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense that it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
(2-0), and they will hit the road next week for a date with the New England Patriots. Meanwhile, for Cleveland, they'll drop to 0-2, and they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank the entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.